Hello, everybody. Oh, wait a minute. I'm wearing my cowboy hat. I got to say, howdy, everybody. Okay. So, what we're going to do today, I've got a lawnmower that's been sitting outside between 10 and 12 years. I'm in Colorado, so this thing's been in the weather. It's been covered up with 2 to 4 foot of snow every winter. And I've got a area that I need to mow that's got weeds in it, and I don't want to get that into my lawn. So, we're going to see if we can get this thing started. Let's get going and see what happens. One more thing before I get started. Uh, this is not as much of a how-to video as it is a you can do it video. I hadn't worked on one of these things in 45 years, I'm guessing. So a lot's changed. This thing had snakes living in it. So if I make it through the project, you can make it through the project. So that's all I'm saying. Don't imitate anything I did. I'm not giving you rights or wrongs, just that it can be done.
For anybody interested, this is a lawnmower that has been sitting outside for probably 10 years and not started in that 10-year period. So first thing I'm going to do is pull the plug out of it, and I'm going to squirt a little WD-40 up in there. I realize WD-40 is not a lubricant, but if the rings have anything built up and they're stuck, might help to loosen them up. And I'm going to put a little oil in it. Let's see if it's froze up or not. Oh, look, we have a snake. Where did you go? Hope I didn't bind up the snake inside there. Oh, there he is. Come here, buddy. Come here. You're not supposed to be out. You're not supposed to be out. Let's go back in the house. Come on. Okay, how do you get a snake out of a lawnmower? I don't know where he is in there. Huh. I think I'll grab a pair of gloves because I realize it's just a garter snake, but I don't think I want to get bit by a garter snake today. I don't know how bad it hurts because it's never happened. There he is. If that's even focused on him or not. got the snake out of the lawnmower and transplanted the snake up under my front tree. I'm gonna say this thing is harder to pull than I anticipated, given the fact the plug's out of it. I'll put a little oil in it just to lubricate the cylinder walls a little bit. Pull it again and see if it gets any easier. And see if any more snakes come out. A lot harder to turn than I expected it to be. Well, I don't see any more snakes. Throw some gasoline in it and give it a pull. Plug back in it. See if the gasoline runs out somewhere. Not gonna put a lot. I'll put more than that though. This is one of those funny, we don't want you to spill your gas filler nozzles, whatever you want to call it. Plug didn't look bad. Ground electrode still had nice sharp edges on it. And I don't see where this has any sort of a choke on it. Oh, there's the throttle cable. It's not hooked up. Well, see if we can figure this out. Let's see. Pull on it is turtle. You push on it is fast. So pushing on it would go this way. That's fast. That should be slow. And I don't know if there's a start position or not. Let's see. Somehow I think this is going to be a little bit more involved. We gather some tools. Okay, I opened the breather and I'm going to squirt just a dab of starter fluid. If I can hit the spot. See if it at least fires. Nope. So I'm thinking we have no ignition. Wow, I think I pulled too hard. Actually, I decided to go ahead and take everything apart. What happened on this, the reason it was so hard to pull, and I had forgot because I haven't used it in 10 years, this thing actually has a brake on it. I was thinking this one was before the brakes. But this brake touches against the flywheel, magneto, and it also functions as a kill switch, so I wouldn't have any spark as long as this is engaged. I've just got it propped open. This is not what you should do, but I need to test everything. So went ahead and cleaned everything up and bought a new air filter for it. The pull rope broke. You know, it's been sitting out in the sun for 10 years plus probably. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to change the pull rope. I just picked this up at Walmart. It's 1/8 inch braided rope, 40 foot of it for, I think it was $1.67. For those of you that don't have one of these in your shop, you should really get one. It's just a little propane torch. I think its intended purpose is a cigar lighter. Not really sure, but it's got 4 torches in there, and it's pretty well windproof. So what we're going to do is replace the rope, and you just, to make it easier to thread, you just warm the end of it up, put my gloves on, and that kind of melts the end of it together so that you can thread it back through. Now what I did here to make everything easier to see, this part does not need to come off. I took it off so it's easier for everybody to see. So what I did, fortunately the rope did not break inside here, and I had enough sticking out. So you just pull this until the last turn is there. This is where the rope goes through, and it comes through, and you put a knot in it right here. Now I built a pin. I don't know how to piece a chunk of steel, and wedged it in there, wired it into place so that it doesn't accidentally unwind, and I don't have to worry about how many turns to put on it because the original rope was still there. So, and that's the reason that you heat this up a little bit so that it's a little bit easier to thread through these holes. Once that's through, you just tie a secure knot in it, and I've seen people put a little silicone on the knot. I've seen people put a little heat on the knot. I've seen people put a little super glue on the knot, and none of those are bad ideas. I chose to put a little super glue on this one. Once it's on, and I used an activator so that it dries pretty much instantly, and that way the knot won't pull through. Once that's on there, I need to measure this, and this one was 7 feet long, so I'm going to do that. And I don't cut this, I burn it, and that leaves a usable end that won't fray. Smooth it out a little bit. Very hot. Use a glove. Now thread the handle on. And when you put the handle on, depends on your style of handle. This one has a 90-degree curve in it, so it's a little more difficult to make that transition. If you don't have any of these, I picked these up at Harbor Freight. They get different ends on them. I think there's a set of 3, and it makes stuff like this so much easier. I'm going to go double knot that, put a little super glue on it, and we'll be ready to put it back together. I've got the rope all secured to both ends. All I need to do now is unwind. This is just some aluminum wire. Get everything out of my way, and grab the rope. Be sure your fingers don't get tangled up. And there you have it. It's good as new. And that was $1.67, I think is what it was for the rope. For anybody that's interested, it's mandatory that it rains while you do this kind of project outside. Got it all buttoned back up, and I'm gonna put some gas in it. Lost the gas when I pulled the tank off. I expect that it's gonna smoke a bit since I put oil in the cylinder. I just put a little bit. Okay, I think that's slow. It's a little over slow. Nope, gotta pump it up. Oop, I heard a fire.
Interesting.
The throttle is non-responsive. So I'll open the carburetor up. This is moving, but it must not be moving the inside mechanism. Okay, I popped it back open and the butterfly is actually stuck wide open. So I have some carburetor carb and choke cleaner. See if we get lucky and unstick this. Got it to close. I think this is going to work. By golly, I think that got it. Well, we'll start it again and see. And like I said, I don't have the emergency shutoff repaired yet, so I wouldn't recommend using it like this. But as you can see, I do have a provision to shut it off. Don't do this at home. This is for scientific purposes only. Okay, well, it works. Just have to replace the throttle cable and the emergency shutoff cable and it'll be ready to use. So your options are go out and buy a new lawnmower or find one that's been sitting in the sun for 10 years and spend an hour or so with rain delays and snake delays, and you can get your mower going again.
Hey, if anybody's still here, I appreciate you sticking around, and I just wanted to clarify this was not as much of a how-to video. I'm going to put this in the front because I don't think anybody's going to see this at the back.